you can literally think yourself into a depression. So that means you can literally think yourself to a better you. So don't manipulate your mind because it will lead to destruction. To believe anything other than I am good enough to achieve my goal, to have a better life, or anything not positive is unnecessary. I believe we all want to be happy, successful, living our lives on purpose. But something always seems to happen. Something changes that outlook. Whether it's a difficult circumstance in our life or the people we're surrounded by are negative and are not moving forward with their lives. Or telling us we can't do something because they're afraid of their own realities and dreams they let go. I always believe that the very thing we are supposed to do is the hardest thing we need to do, or something someone has told us we can't do. Think about it like this: a dancer doesn't become great without practice, a model doesn't take great pictures without practice, an actress doesn't become great and gain hundreds of roles just sitting there. All these things take coming to the self-realization that this is what I want, and I'm going to give it all I got because this is my passion. This is what I was put on the earth to do, and nothing's going to stop me. So when things seem the hardest and difficult, doesn't mean you give up. It means you have to find strength and keep pressing forward. Don't become a victim of your surroundings just because things seem to be going wrong around you. It doesn't mean you have to react to it. Think about it like this for an instance. When someone is throwing sand at you, you don't have to grab a pail, fill it with sand, and dump it on their head to make a point. Just because someone treats you bad doesn't mean you have to stoop to their level. We all were created to do great things, but just because one person is discouraging or this one person is not believing of your dream, it's not up to you to sell it to them. It's up to you to believe it in yourself that this is my dream. This is what I want to do. This is what I was put on the earth to do, and I'm going to go after it with everything I got. I remember growing up with was the tortoise and the hare. That story pretty much explains life to the fullest to me because when you're working towards something that you really want to do, you have to be like the tortoise. You have to stay focused. You can't have your dream and go off and do whatever you want and never make time for your dream because then it doesn't ever become a reality. No, you have to stay focused on your path and work your path until you get there. See, the hare tried to sway the tortoise. Oh, look, here are some girls to come play basketball with me. Oh, look, why don't you come and hang out with me? You can't let people distract you when you're working towards something that you're passionate about. Because in the end, they'll pull you away from everything that you're working on and you'll forget about your own dreams. You'll be doing what they want you to do and you'll forget about what you were created to do because you just want to please that other person. So don't quit or get too comfortable. Yeah, I say don't quit and get too comfortable because look at the tortoise. He had everything that he needed, all his comforts within his shell. He could have gave up at any moment and said, you know what? He could have gave up with his internal thoughts and been like, you know what? They're right. I am a little slower than everyone else. I should give up. Why would I continue to run against this hare? This hare is so fast. No, you have to make up in your mind that, you know what? This is something that I want to do. This is something I care about. This has meaning to me. It might not have meaning to anyone else, but it has meaning to me for me to keep going. So, I mean, he could have stayed comfortable anytime that he wanted. He had all his basic needs on his back. He could have went in his shell at any moment and said, you know what, I'm so tired. I'm going to sit in my shell and give up this race. Because because it's not worth it to me anymore. I mean, I'm already going to lose. He could have let his surroundings, he could have let his negative thoughts in his mind, he could have let anything stop him, but he didn't. He stayed focused and he kept going until he met his goal. Now, we do not want to be like hares. Yeah, the hare was so fast. A rabbit is, fast, can jump along. He could make it to his destination at any time. But within this movie and within this book, he didn't even finish the race because it wasn't really what he cared about. The only thing that he really cared about was showing off to other people to prove that he was good enough. To show, I'm good. This is why I'm good. This is why I'm great. And just to get that validation from other people to prove that he was good enough. So, I mean, he may have never believed I'm good enough to win this race because everyone told him he was. So he sought out other people's validations. So, I mean, while he was doing that, he had the chance to be a show off, be with the girls, and eventually take this nap that made him lose the race. Because within the race, he wasn't focused, he wasn't driven, he had no passion for the race. He had the passion to look good in front of the people. So he was easily distracted by different things. And one thing also that I noticed from the movie is when he was in his race, he had bursts of energy. So he would be like, I'm winning, this is fun, I'm winning, and take a break. But when you're working on your goal, you can't have these massive bursts of energy. No, you got to be consistent throughout the whole thing. You can't just go, I'm good, I'm good. Uh, I uh, I gotta go hang out with so and so. I gotta go do this with so and so. I gotta be something for someone else, as well as forget about your dreams and your goals. And one thing that you do not do when you're doing something is taunt other people or destroy someone else's dream, because it's not your right. We do not have a right to discourage someone else.